This is a software teaching how to use the software FlipaClip to make a short animation. So this is the app. You can just click in the app. After you click in the FlipaClip software, you can press the pink button, the add button, and then you can just name your animation. For me, I will name it as demonstration 1, and then you can click done. You can select your background color after entering the project name. After that, you can just click for create project. Then you can get a white canvas. You can just use your Apple Pen and connect to the iPad. After it was connected, you can start to draw. On the left hand side, the panel bar, the first one is the pen button. You can select what the color you want to use and the brush size of your pen. And for the second button, this is the eraser. You can just erase what you draw previously if you do it wrong. And these two buttons, this is the lasso button, which you may seldom use it, so I will just skip that. And for this one, which looks like a bucket, it is a fill button. You can just click on it and then choose the color, and the background color will change. And for the last one, you can add some text if you want to add some title or maybe subtitle to your animation. So for today, we will just use the pen tool because we are only to draw the animation. So I will now start to draw an animation which is related to an apple and a worm. So we will now start. And today what we are making is to draw a short animation. So let's see. I'm going to draw an apple and with a worm coming out, and then there will be something surprise happen at the end. So I will teach how to make a smooth animation. So for the first, this means the first slide or the first shot. You can draw what you want onto the paper. For me, I want to draw an apple, so I will make an apple at the center. So, and after I finish an apple, I can paint it. If you like, you can choose the color, and then you can draw. And this is the fill, and it depends on what you want to do. So for me, I would like to only create a black and white version. So I will just continue to the next line. I will press the plus button, and then I will continue to draw. You can see that the apple that I drew in the previous slide become transparent. It is because you can refer to the transparent part and then draw on it again, and then to make it present also on the second slide. So after you repeatedly draw the apple, you can draw another movement on this slide. And I would like to create a small black hole, and this is where the worm will come out. And then press the plus and then the third slide, and then I will just repeat the step. Just now, draw on the transparent half provided, and then just copy what I draw in the previous shot, and then I will make the broken part become larger, which means that the worm is ready to come out. And then finished. And then I will just press the plus button again, and then I will repeat the drawings and the steps again to make it look smooth. The more you draw similar to the previous shot, then your animation will look more smooth. So for this one, I can make it much more larger, and then there is the worm is coming out. This is the head of the worm. Okay, and then I'll add another slide. And then just repeat the path in the previous slide again. And then repeat what I draw as well as the worm. But I want this worm's head become more outward, so I will not copy what I drew previously. Instead, I will draw it in other direction. Longer, it become more lively. So I press the first button and then I will draw it again, the apple, because the apple would not move, but the worm is moving. Oh, I forgot to leave a space for the worm, so the worm will come out around here. Maybe I can draw the worm and the hole first. And this is the worm. It's coming out, it's sneaking out from the apple. Okay, so I will press the next slide. And then I just repeat the steps again. This is the major step of drawing an animation. You need to keep repeats and repeatedly to draw your scenes in order to make your scenes look smooth and cute. Okay, so the worm is coming out and everyone can saw the. Okay, so but it haven't come out directly. So I will continue to add slide. If you want to make a slide for around 1 to 2 minutes, maybe you need at least 30 to 40 slides for 1 minute or half minutes. So it depends on how long your animation would like to at the end, and you can decide how many shots you would like to draw. So the worm can be more outward, maybe more lively. Yes, and the worm is coming out. So what will happen at the next? I will make a slide that the worm fall onto the ground accidentally. But before it fall down, I need to complete the movement of it. Otherwise, it will look a bit awkward. So I need to draw it for more outward before I draw the falling action. But remember, the apple, you need to follow the previous path in order to make it smooth. This is very important, and I repeat it a lot of times. So the worm looks down because it is curious. So what happened next is that the worm become more and more close to the ground. Oh, remember that you can use the undo button to undo what you feel is not good, or you want to erase something. You can just use the undo button, or maybe you can use the eraser too. Okay, so after that I will press the plus button also, and then I will just continue to draw the apple repeatedly until this worm goes. So I will draw the worm much more longer before it falls down. Yes, and then you have to add the slide and then continue to draw the same apple. So if your background is very complicated, you may need more time to complete it, as you need to repeat what you draw in the previous shot or scene when you are drawing the new scenes every time when you are making an animation. So the hole is still here, and then I would like to draw that the worm falls down to the ground. So I don't need this area anymore, and the worm falls down. And then the worm falls down. And then the apple remains the same. So I will repeatedly draw the apple, revert to the transparent line. However, how does the worm move, or what is the ending of the worm? The worm just sneaking and sneaking for a struggle because it feels painful. Maybe you can add some lines for showing the worm's movement. And then before you go to the next scene, you need to draw the apple again. And then will the worms die or will the worm keep alive? That depends on how your story goes. And for me, I would like to draw that the worm die after falling to the ground and after struggling. So I will draw 1 to 2 more slides for the struggling scenes to make it look more realistic. So, but the size you need to be similar to the previous slide. Otherwise, it will look a bit unrealistic. So remember to follow the previous path. This is very important. So I mentioned it a lot of time. So the worm become less lively, and then you can see the eyes become more and more smaller and smaller. So continue to draw the apple, and then I use the flattened eyes and also the flattened body to show that the worm doesn't move anymore. So it is almost complete, but to make this in order to make this animation look more complete, you can add some ending to it. Or maybe if you like, you can draw some more interesting idea or maybe plot for this. So I would like to show that the worm is there. So I make the head of the worms turning down the floor, and there is no more movement. So this is almost end, and let me show my short animation to you guys. So it is like that. So the worm is coming out from an apple, and then it falls to the ground and it dies. So if you want to make it more realistic, more or longer, you can continue to draw and click the add button, and for this I only make for 18. And if you want to edit your previous drawing, you can just tap on the previous drawings and then just edit, maybe use the eraser, and then you can just draw it and make some modification is also okay. So after you do that, you can save. You can click the free button here on the top right hand corner, and then you can click make movie, and then you can design your output size and also the format, and you can remove the watermark if you would like to pay. And because this is the trial version, so this is not allowed to remove the watermark, but you can remove it afterwards by itself. So this is the demonstration of how to make a short animation by this software. And if you like to turn your 2D animation from paperworks to digital works, you can feel free to use this software. So, and this is the finishing product. Yes, so thank you. This is the end of the video, and hope that you can learn how to make a short animation by FlipaClip. Thank you.